What's going on? Welcome back to another vid. Unfortunately I wasn't able to make it to the Winter Matsuri due to some family issues that popped up. So the next event is in 1.5 weeks. So I've got a little bit of time on my hands, and so tomorrow I'm going to be taking the car to go get another tune, crank some boost into it. Should be pretty sick, hopefully make some decent power. But just before I take it there, I'm just going to be hooking up the idler air control valve. I did hook up the little barb in there and run this hose here, but it's just too small and the car still won't idle on that. So I'm going to be trying to use these various fittings and hose to get my idler air control valve working. So I've just pulled the old setup off, and wow, you can see the difference. The adapter's going to the idler air, and that's the difference in the hoses. So I'm hoping they'll provide enough air to let the car idle. So I'm going to bang this new stuff in. So I'll just show you what I've done here. I've got this silicone hose, got a barb, that goes to a 3/8 thread. So that nut on the back is basically just the other one of this, cut down so it becomes a nut. Bang it on there with some Loctite, because the last thing I want is that nut coming off and going through my motor. Washer there to beef it up a bit, but yeah, it's a bit dodgy and makeshift, but if it works it ain't stupid. We'll see how it goes. Now I've basically just got to swap out that little sucker in there for this little thingy with an adapter to make it work, because this is a 3/8 thread and that's a 1/4 inch. So I'll rip into that. Alright, so I'm all done with this idler air control valve get up in there. Hopefully it should be alright. Put these fittings on, bit of Teflon tape and some Loctite, and yeah, hopefully it all seals up and hopefully it's enough to let the car have a normal idle. I'll go grab my key in a minute and kick her in the guts to see how she goes. I had to swap out this clamp as well. It was pretty threaded and wasn't really biting, but yeah, I'll go grab my key and start her up and see if I can lower the idle down a bit more without it stalling. So I'm basically just going to start it and then get an Allen key and just close the throttle body bit by bit, which will lower the idle, and then hopefully I can rev it and back off without the car stalling. So I'll see how it goes.
Valve screw.
Oh. So it turns out one of my belts come loose, so now I'm going to try again. Let it warm up a little bit first. So it's idling at about 1.5 at the moment. See how much lower we can get it once it warms up a bit. So that hasn't really changed shit. I just gave it some revs and I don't know if you can hear me. Yeah, I just gave it some revs and it's still sort of almost stalling when I back off, so I'll show you what it's doing, but I'll probably just give it to the tuner and hopefully he can do something, work something out and get it to work maybe. Show you what it does when I back off it on the revs. It almost stalls. Yeah. Hopefully the tuner can work something out. So yeah, hopefully the tuner can get the idle air control valve working. Otherwise I'm just stuck with a high idle. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna go get the trailer, load the car up, ready for tomorrow night, where I can take it up to the tuner and make some power. So that'll be sick. So I'll get the car on the trailer now. I topped up some fuel and oil in it and went around and did the air pressures on the car and trailer. Keen to get this thing on the dyno and make some power. Hopefully I'd like to put close to 20 pound into it, but I'll see what the tuner reckons anyway. Yeah, going to be towing it with my mum's car because my work car that I usually tow with is getting a new timing chain. But yeah, keen to get up there and make some power and do some skids. So it's the next day, I just finished work. Turns out I was working in Melbourne about 15 minutes away from the tuner's place, so Mum was nice enough to let me have her car for the day and brought the race car up to work with me in Mum's car. Yeah, I'm gonna head over there about 13 minutes from here and yeah, get the car unloaded, so I'll see you there. So I just dropped the car off at the tuner, didn't film anything, but yeah, I parked across the road and he gave me a trade plate to drive it over, which is pretty cool. Car's now a Melbourne Street cruiser. But yeah, by the sounds of it, I think my injectors are definitely gonna run out before 20 PSI, so I think they might make 240, 250 kilowatts, those injectors, by the sounds of it, so that'd definitely be enough to do a mean skid. Yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. By the sounds of it too, he's happy to set the GoPro up and get some footage of some runs, so that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, let's jump to tomorrow. Alrighty, so it's the next day, on my way to pick up the car. Just picked up the trailer. I had trade school today, so that was good. I was pissed off early at lunchtime, so yeah, should be there in about an hour. I did get a text message from the tuner. A few little hiccups, as to be expected. Turns out sounds like he couldn't get the boost control to work. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure if I've done something wrong or the boost control is just faulty, but he's installed a boost T, so he was able to turn the boost up a little bit. I'm not sure what boost he did turn it up to, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. I'm not going to have the gain setting that the electronic boost controller would offer, so I can't close the wastegate completely throughout the lower boost pressures. So I'll lose that little low end power, but hopefully at some point I can get the electronic boost controller working and turn that up. But for now it's going to be on a boost T. He said there was a little misfire to begin with, but he put in some decent spark plugs that he had and gapped them down, and that fixed that, so that's alright. What else? So the car actually ended up making 246 real kilowatts, so that'll be plenty to smack third around the track and bag some tyres, so that'll be pretty sick. I think the injectors probably would have run out then. I think that's why it made that. Yeah, I'll be interested to know what boost pressure it is actually running. But yeah, I'll throw in some footage of whatever he got on the GoPro here. Should be there in about 45 minutes or something like that. So I've arrived at the tuners. I've just parked across the road again. Tuner's over in that one of those buildings, so I'll go pick the car up, put the tray plate on and drive her over. Well, here she is, all ready to go. Got the tray plate on, gonna drive it across the road and get her on the trailer. I'll jump in and test out this cold start. And she's alive, just a bit better than before. Alright, so I've got the car on the trailer, it's all loaded up and tied down, ready to roll. Gave it a little squirting first up this road, feels good, keen to get it home, get a GoPro on it and take it for a real spin. So yeah, back in the car, got about this time of the day it's probably going to take me almost 2 hours to get home, but yeah. So I just thought I'd talk a little bit about what the tuner had to say. When I dropped the car off, I forgot to mention that the motor makes a funny noise. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it did scare him a little bit. He wasn't sure what it was. He didn't push it too hard. He said at the end of the tunes he usually does a few decent pulls on it and whatnot, but he didn't do it on mine because he was worried he was going to blow it up or something. But he said it doesn't seem like anything too bad, but yeah, it's just going to keep sending it until something breaks. But he did actually bring the idle down as well. It's down to like 900 or something at the moment, just a normal idle. But he said when I go drifting, it may stall like it was doing. He said just see how it goes. If I'm coming in really hot and just backing straight off the throttle, it may want to hunt and maybe stall. So I'm just going to see how it goes. I may need to just give the idle a bit of a turn back up, see how it goes. Sounds cool when it's idle and low, but yeah, I think the idle air control valve might be faulty, or I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes, I suppose. So I'll get home, get the car off the trailer and give her a send down the road, see how the new decent tune goes, and an extra 50 kilowatts. Should be pretty good. I'm not sure if I mentioned yet, but it's running 16 PSI, so no, see how it feels. So I got the car home and off the trailer. My mate Braden's on his way around. We're going to take for a bit of a spin up the road. Not going to go too far, just see how the new tune goes. I'll show you what the tuner put in it. So that's the new boost controller just there. It's hard to see, but just a little bleeder valve instead of the electronic boost controller. Does the job. Yeah, once Braden gets here, I'll throw the GoPro in and take it for a spin. well, as you would have just saw, took the car for a spin. Went well, didn't go super to plan. I ended up burning out my ignition switch. It's the second one I've burnt out, this little sucker here. So I lost all power. So I think it's time to put an ignition switch in that's rated to more than 10 amps. But yeah, car went pretty hard. Got a bit loose. Definitely goes a fair bit harder than it used to. Makes some cool sounds as well. Some cracking and some popping and screaming. All in all, pretty stoked with it. The AFRs, I swear, we're getting a bit lean for E85, like getting up towards 13 and stuff. So I'm not sure what the go is there. The tuner was saying it was hitting max 11.5, 12. Yeah, I don't know. Probably just going to keep sending it, I think. Might shoot him a message and see what he thinks, but yeah, got to fix that ignition switch and give it another test. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe if you're not already. In about a week and a half, I'll be hitting up Calder, sending it on the track, so that'll be pretty sick. Bang some third gear, get some smoke happening. But yeah, till then.